Good morning everyone, today we're checking out a little bit of an older video from Connie X about the Digimon Adventure villain full Digivolution lines. What if they had them? What would they be? Let's hop in and check it out. Now, if you don't know what one of the villains are, the main one that we had for Season 1 was Devimon. So, of course, its previous form, the rookie, should be, of course, Demi-Devimon, which looks pretty much like a fat raven or whatever. Well, then of course you have the others, but I'm not going to get into them because that would take a while. But that is what Con is for, so let's hop in.
Here we are once again, friends, at the end of another Khan Spooktober Spectacular. And we haven't had an Evolution Lines video this October, so I think it was appropriate that we finally did one. Yes, today we're going to be looking at all of the Digimon Adventure villains and working out their full Evolution lines.
It's Khan Spooktober Spectacular. What a...
Oh, so many Fanbemons.
Well, you won't be seeing me next time when we go digital.
What is up, spooky companions, and welcome back to the finale of Khan Spooktober Spectacular 2024. And yes, today I'm going to be talking about the evolution lines of Digimon Adventure villains. I'm going to be talking about the whole Digimon Adventure canon, from Adventure through to Tri, because Kizuna doesn't really have antagonistic Digimon forces in their own right. And that's because, much like my Dark Masters video from a year or so,
these four were actually, I guess you could say, the villain/antagonist for the second season of Digimon Adventure. Well, this is Piedmon, Puppetmon, Machine Dramon, and then I think this one was Giga Seadramon. I think, I'm not 100% on that.
Ago, I'm going to be talking specifically about Digimon that acted as villains, not partners of villains or partners of good guys gone bad, like a Ukomon or a Kokomon situation. And obviously there'll be no humans because they don't digivolve. Okay, they digivolve, but not in the adventure canon yet. So if you don't see a Digimon here, it either has a full obvious line, is partnered with a human,
no Digi-Emperor from 02,
or is something like Ordinamon, which is a DNA digivolution of other Digimon with full lines that are also partnered. I'm also not going to do every single monster of the week. That would be a 2-hour-long video, which I might do one day, but not today. I'm talking about full-on antagonists, not monsters of the week. Many of them in the adventure continuity are not true villains anyway. There's a difference between villain and monster of the week, and many monsters of the week in Digimon are not even evil anyway. They are under the control of a dark gear or a dark ring or a dark spiral. So beginning with Devimon, we've interestingly never seen the original adventure continuity Devimon digivolve. He very much was cemented as a champion level 3.
Oh yeah, that's actually right. Remembering back in that show, Devimon only got like one on-screen fight, and that was against Angemon. Both of them ended up dying and poof, but Angemon was reset to a Digi-Egg. Devimon, he ain't had nothing. He ain't got shit. It's like from Chicago. I'm sorry.
Threat and nothing more. But Digimon Adventure 2020, the reboot of Digimon Adventure, did give Devimon evolutions in Neo Devimon and Dun Devimon. And yeah, I love these a lot. These are, in my opinion, the default adventure Devimon evolution. This is supported by things like the card game. However, because of how long V-Tamer ran for, and V-Tamer being the origin of Neo Devimon, it gets its name from the fact that Neo Cyber was the character that essentially created it in that manga. At the time of the original Digimon Adventure anime, Neo Devimon did not exist, and naturally neither did Dun Devimon because it was created specifically for Adventure 2020. So in all of these evolution lines, I'm going to try and explore what I think is the most fitting with everything we have now, but also I'm going to very much lock in on evolutions that are time period accurate. So if Digimon Adventure came out in 1999, we can't have any evolutions from the year 2005, but we can have evolutions from 97, 98, 99, and maybe 2000 at a push, as it took until March 26th of 2000 for Digimon Adventure to finish. So what would a time-accurate potential line for Devimon be? Well, first of all, yeah, Demi-Devimon would be the rookie. Obviously not the exact same Demi-Devimon, as is a character in Adventure as Devimon's minion, but it's very common for Digimon and the wider monster genre to see evolved species and their pre-evolved versions hanging out together, and I think that's an intentional thing we will see in other Digimon on this list. Like so I do think the Adventure Devimon was likely a Demi-Devimon at one point. As I say, a Demi-Devimon, not that Demi-Devimon, not the one that hangs out in the anime and causes trouble. Though
Yeah.
Tsukaimon did debut in 1999, and it being the virus version of Patamon, I really like that as a pick to keep Devimon cemented as a dark mirror to the Angemon family. So personally,
very
I'm
true.
leaning more towards Tsukaimon. I think Adventure Creative might go with Devimon. Now, something I am quite fond of, as I discussed in my Dark Masters Evolution Line video, is the idea that Piedmon could digivolve from Myotismon, and in turn, Devimon. And I do like this line, it's fun, especially if you put Devimon as the rookie. Then it has 3 major Digimon Adventure villains.
Hold on, look at the theme. You got Bat, 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 Clown. Where's the Bat? Where's the Bat? You got Joker, where's his bat?
A Digimon Adventure henchman, and it's chronologically accurate. But I'm going to keep that for Piedmon. Another time accurate ultimate for Devimon would be Lady Devimon. It's an ultimate, and that'd be pretty fun. I would love to just see Devimon randomly gender bend throughout its evolution. Then, to me, the most likely ultimate, I think, is Skull Satamon. It's an ultimate level that debuted in 1999. The devil and Satan are synonymous with each other. They're basically the same thing. And if you look at Skull Satamon's body, it very much feels similar to Devimon's body, but kind of hollowed out. And then a Mega, I think...
Like, it's so evil, its skin and flesh just burned off, leaving behind this red skeleton.
Is very obvious.
Wrapped
Tying
in
back
leather.
to the original Taichi in V-Tamer would be Demon. It has digivolved from Skull Satamon in the past and would provide a great capstone to the Devimon line, while homaging the main antagonist of the other Taichi story. Taichi in Adventure, Taichi in V-Tamer, both combating a Demon threat, I think would be appropriate. Moving over to Etamon, we actually have some evidence for an evolution line here, at least partially. Because while Etamon visually resembles a monkey, or at least someone in a monkey suit, it's actually a puppet Digimon. You can see this with the little Monzemon it has on its belt, and is therefore closer data-wise to Digimon like Monzemon, Puppetmon, and Sukamon. Yep, in Digimon Battle Spirit, we see a depiction of the actual adventure canon Etamon, not just any old random Etamon, and its champion is Sukamon. How interesting. And in my opinion, then keeping that going, I think is near guaranteed. That would also mean the rookie would be Chumon, as it has such a deep link to Sukamon, despite not being a puppet. Weird. Chumon to Sukamon to Etamon is also reinforced by things like the current Digimon card game, where Etamon has prominent support from evolutions of the same color in Chumon and Sukamon. The Mega, as we all know, is Metal Etamon that we saw in Adventure, but interestingly, in the live-action Digimon Adventure Tri-Stage play, Etamon shows up again and digivolves to King Etamon. How fun. I also want to say it's criminal we've never seen an Adventure Etamon digivolve from Targetmon, not even in Adventure 2020, but at least things like the card game are coming in clutch. Myotismon. Obviously, we know its evolution. It becomes Venom Myotismon at the end of Adventure, Malo Myotismon in 02, and Venom Myotismon Undead, again in that Digimon Tri live-action stage play. As I discussed earlier, I think Devimon would be a great pre-evolution for Myotismon, and it is actually the most common Myotismon pre-evolution, not in Adventure canon, obviously, but in things like card games, V-Pets, a plethora of other things. So obviously, Digimon Creative also thinks that Myotismon from Devimon makes sense, but I would love to own in a little bit more on the vampire theme and less on the general devil-demon theme. In the modern era, I would go for something clear-cut like Dracmon as the rookie. It's a vampiric little Dracula. Perfect. And then I'd have Sanglupmon as the champion, which is also stated to drink blood in its reference book listing, and is a common Dracmon evolution.
Weirdly enough, that actually does work, considering that vampires are said to have multiple different forms to transform into. Yes, they have the classic bat that we all know, but they also have shadows, darkness, which would make sense for the Dracmon, since it's technically blind, it's only seeing the darkness, and a wolf form. So it actually makes sense. It goes from shadow to wolf to bat. I approve.
In fact, spoilers for Digimon Ghost Game and Digimon Survive, but Dracmon to Sanglupmon to Myotismon is a line in Survive, and Myotismon is connected to Sanglupmon and Dracmon as well as Matadormon in Ghost Game. For time period accurate pre-evolutions, Bakemon, interestingly, is Myotismon's second most common pre-evolution in various Digimon media, only beaten by, you guessed it, Devimon. Myotismon also commands a small army of Bakemon in Digimon Adventure, so this seems like a pretty dead cert pre-evolution if we're not going to use Devimon. I'm then personally going to pick Candlemon here is a very common Bakemon pre-evolution, but Demi-Devimon and even Tapirmon, aka Bakumon, becoming Bakemon, I also really like. Okay, the Dark Masters. As I discussed previously, you can watch my full video in the card on screen now, or there'll also be an end screen card at the end of the video if you want to watch this whole video first, where I fully gave a breakdown and rationale on what I think the Dark Masters evolution lines would be. But to quickly recap, Metal Seadramon naturally would
Metal Seadramon. Damn, I was close.
Digivolve from Mega Seadramon and Seadramon. However, some tangentially connected Digimon Adventure related media has actually had Shakomon as the rookie for Metal Seadramon, as opposed to the much more common Betamon, and I like that a lot, but Shakomon or Betamon, I think both work. Puppetmon digivolving from Cherrymon, I like a lot. It's like the tree that was felled for the wood that made Pinocchio, and of course Puppetmon's Japanese name is Pinokimon. The champion, of course, could then be Woodmon, it's another tree, or Kiwimon, which I think its headpiece and eyes, as well as its long beak, is reminiscent of Puppetmon, probably intentionally, and in turn, whether
there is something there, but no. The way it should go is Floramon, Woodmon, Cherrymon, Puppetmon. Because then you got flower to tree, the big tree to wooden toy puppet.
It's Woodmon or Kiwimon, the rookie would then be Mushmon or Floramon. Machinedramon could go a couple of ways. I do like the idea of Machinedramon starting out organic and slowly becoming more inorganic. The line that seems most likely is Haguramon to Mechanorimon to Megadramon and Machinedramon, but you could sprinkle in a Agumon there, a Andromon, a Guardramon, whatever you think works best. And finally, Piedmon. There is some official media that would indicate a line of Candlemon to Bakemon to Phantommon to Piedmon, and I don't really mind the crossover there with Myotismon's line that I gave earlier, because they're very intentionally similar Digimon that have a lot of overlapping evolutions, and also because, yeah, Demi-Devimon to Myotismon and Piedmon is a personal favorite evolution line for me for Piedmon in the Dark Masters. Again, it would not be the Devimon in Adventure, it would not be the Myotismon in Adventure. I'm not saying that the Devimon that died became Myotismon and then Myotismon became Piedmon. I'm saying a different Devimon, a different Myotismon. Multiple of the same species of Digimon can exist. I'm going to make a whole video about the difference between a species of Digimon and a specific Digimon character at a later date. For example, the Gallantmon in Tamers is not in the Royal Knights. Probably. We'll get to that though. Alright, moving through into Digimon movies. Well, the only one that actually has an independently acting Digimon somewhat is Keramon. This is super straightforward, but a lot of people do forget that Keramon has a champion stage in Chrysalimon, because in the movie we only ever saw it go Keramon and then kind of warp to Infamon and Diaboromon. But Chrysalimon does exist. If you play Digimon Masters, you would know that very intrinsically. It's not a common misconception, but I do see people who think that Infamon is the champion, Diaboromon is the ultimate, and Armageddonmon is the mega, but it all shifts slightly with that line being Keramon to Chrysalimon to Infamon to Diaboromon, and the ultra basically being Armageddonmon. Arukenimon and Mummymon. I think it would have been cool to see these guys digivolve. Obviously, it was kind of groundbreaking to see these villains destroyed in such a way that they were destroyed. It was very brutal. For an Arukenimon pre-evolution, I of course like Dakugumon.
One thing I actually do have to say real quick though is that they may be villains, but they have a pretty good relationship between them. They're like the Jesse and James of Digimon for a single season.
Because it is a spider Digimon. But for me, I think much better is Witchmon. While it does lose the spider elements, it just visually is a really fantastic pre-evolution for Arukenimon, keeping the reds and the feminine vibes, and Witchmon debuted in the year 2000, so it's a chronologically correct pick too. As for the rookie, well, we could return to the spider theme with Kodakugumon Child, but that's a very recent Digimon. So I would personally go with Petite Mammon as Arukenimon's rookie. Another little nice V-Tamer send-up, and a very underused Digimon. Remember, of course, that Digimon Adventure 02 started in the year 2000 and ran till 2001, so we have a little bit more wiggle room with Digimon chronology there. The Mega for Arukenimon, though, is really tough. A commonly used one is Parasimon now. I don't know whether that's commonly used in all of Digimon, but it's definitely commonly used by the fandom because it's one of our few Spider Mega Digimon. But I have always hated Parasimon as Arukenimon's Mega. I just wish there was something more feminine and cool for Arukenimon. We're going to work on that. Stay tuned to the channel over the next couple of months. I'd also really like to use Mutant Lilithmon, especially if we're using Witchmon as the champion, but Mutant Lilithmon, like Parasimon, is chronologically incorrect, coming out much later than Arukenimon and indeed Adventure 02. Even regular Lilithmon didn't debut until a year later in 2002 either, so you couldn't even use regular Lilithmon as Arukenimon's Mega. There's honestly probably nothing that works great here, but I'm kind of digging the idea of Golfmon as an Arukenimon Mega. You can see how the multiple spider limbs could become the multiple limbs of Golfmon, so there's somewhat of a visual connection, plus it being a pretty evil Digimon works for the evil nature of Arukenimon. Its chronology is pushing the bounds a little bit, debuting in 2001 during Tamer's run, but as Adventure 02 didn't technically finish in Japan until March of 2001, I think it's okay. You could maybe justify it and say that Golfmon was on a piece of paper somewhere. I don't know, maybe. Give me a break on this one.
You don't have to worry about it. You can make as much of a stretch as you need as long as it's not jumping 20 years.
One last idea for an Arukenimon Mega that's just like super out there, but I'll talk about that after I'm done with with Mummymon. And speaking of Mummymon, Pharaohmon is the obvious mega pick here. It is
Clearly.
also an Egyptian Digimon, it is a mega level, and Mummymon and Pharaohmon were both contest winner designs from the same 4th Bandai Town Fact Service Digimon illustration contest. Literally the exact same one. The only other Digimon that won in that section was a Digimon called Zombiemon that sadly was never created. I think Zombiemon probably would have been the missing Mummymon champion. But you know what could be a champion for Mummymon, especially as we gave Arukenimon Witchmon? Wizardmon. I actually think it looks like a fantastic pre-evolution for Mummymon. It's not one I put side to side very often, but now that I have, I can see a lot of similarities lining up between these two. Having Witchmon and Wizardmon kind of fall to darkness and become the humanoid Arukenimon and Mummymon, I think is fire. Then for a rookie for Mummymon, you can go a bunch of ways. I think Goblimon would be kind of funny. Obviously, Candlemon is a no-brainer contender. Impmon is a little bit late to the punch, but you could use Impmon here as a Wizardmon Mummymon pre-evolution. Would line up kind of nice if we use Petite Mammon for Arukenimon's rookie, but you know, like I say, Candlemon, anything like that works fine. Indeed, if we're not talking chronologically correct, I would actually use Ghostmon as the rookie for both of these. Ghostmon kind of splitting into Wizardmon and Witchmon, and then Arukenimon and Mummymon before finally becoming, Mutant Lilithmon and Pharaohmon. But also, how cute would it be if Arukenimon became Babamon and Mummymon became Digimon? Just a bickering old married couple. I love that. And then really, we only have 2 more.
Well, yeah, no, of course, it works perfectly. I mean, hello.
To really think about. Blackwall Greymon is technically an antagonist. It's a bit of a villain at times, sometimes an antagonist. Obviously, is basically redeemed in the end. Its evolution line is a no.
It was also made out of 200 black towels.
Brain it to me, it would obviously originate as a black Agumon if it did Digivolve. Then Greymon Blue. It's always annoyed me that this is called Greymon Blue, not Greymon Black, but whatever. It makes sense, its body is blue, but just, goddammit. Then, of course, the Virus Metal Greymon. It would have been sick to actually see the Blackwall Greymon of a 02 de-Digivolve to a Virus Metal Greymon, the original Metal Greymon, and fight against Ty's Metal Greymon. That would have been cool. And then, ending on Blackwall Greymon. Which finally brings us to what I believe is the last villainous. I mean, villain may even be a stretch here, but certainly majorly antagonistic, somewhat
Alphamon?
independent Digimon, and that is Alphamon from Tri. Honestly, we have no evidence what it evolves from, but we do know it has Audumon become Audyuken, so that's kind of like an ultra level. And also, given it's basically the exact opposite of the Dorumon or Alphamon from X Evolution, serving Yggdrasil instead of rebelling against its plans, I think this Alphamon's line may be Grademon, then Raptordramon, and finally, of course, Dorumon. Sort of the de facto alternate evolution path of the whole crazy Dorumon branch.
Yeah, that
And that is it. I believe basically every major independent villain Digimon evolution line in the Digimon Adventure canon. Like I say, if there's a Digimon you think is missing here, it's likely that they're either a monster of the week, they are partnered with a human, or they already have a very clear full evolution line. But if I have missed one, let me know, and maybe I'll do a short just for that Digimon. It's likely I have missed something, but I don't think I have. Thank you to my sovereign ZDK14 for supporting me over on patreon.com/KhanEX, as well as everyone else who supports me there and on YouTube channel memberships. I'm sorry that the Spooktober Spectacular this year didn't...
Okay, no, I guess technically not Bargrasmon, because he is from way later on. He's literally from Digimon Fusion / Cross. He's not from Digimon Adventures at all.
Have a lot of sets and costumes. I'm filming this not at home. I've been away from home for a couple of months because I'm going through a bunch of IRL legal things. Not like concerning legal things. I'm fine. It's just, you know, like stuff, paperwork. So this is kind of like, fine. I didn't put a number on this. This was kind of like, you know when they reboot something? Like how we had like all the Saw movies and then we had Jigsaw or Spiral from the Book of Saw. This year, because I didn't put a number on it, it was very intentional. This Spooktober Spectacular to me was kind of like a different take on the Spooktober Spectacular, a kind of side quel, if you will. And then we're going to return next year. I may call it the Spooktober Spectacular 6 or whatever, but I want to go ham next year. Thank you to everyone who supported me in the comments, liking, retweeting, sharing out videos. This has been so much fun as it is every single year. We got one more video before my birthday. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming on my birthday, but I'm probably going to be doing something. My birthday's November 9th if you want to get me something nice. And
already too late for that. Alright everyone, well that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of y'all next time when we flick back on. Until then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.